Welcome back to the Build Show. How's everybody doing today? I'm your host, Ben Estrino, over here at the Empower Gaming Studio. But we're not doing a build tonight. It's kind of weird, actually. Tonight, we are going to be doing some upgrades, or kind of upgrades. This customer brought their PC in actually on Monday. They dropped it off. They're going to be working all week, so I had pretty much most of the week to work on this. No, definitely not sponsored. But maybe one day. Maybe one day they'll sponsor it. So, a few things that we're going to be doing to the PC is one, we have to find out what the deal is. Two, we're going to be changing out this AIO and all the white fans, which literally all the fans in the system are white. We're going to change them out to black fans. And other than that, that's pretty much all we're going to be doing to the PC, to be honest. And then we do have a graphics card if we want more work. We have a graphics card that was previously in a open loop that the customer asked me to switch back to fan. I built an open loop for this customer a while ago, and then they reached out and asked me to switch the graphics card back over to its stock cooler because they're ending the life of the open loop. Only because of the maintenance. I tried to talk them out of it previously back before we did the open loop, but anytime you do an open loop, you always end up with lots of maintenance later. Just to take care of it. The maintenance behind an open loop is quite a bit. Every 6 months to a year, you should be draining the loop and refilling it, and then you also have to maintain the liquid over time, because it does evaporate over time, and it seems to happen a lot faster in an open loop because there's air introduced to the system. So he asked me to unblock it from the water block that it has on it and put the stock cooler back on it. So we might be doing that after we finish this. But first, let's say hello to everybody. Ant-Man, welcome to the Build Show, sir. Mike, welcome back to the Build Show. The other Mike, welcome back to the Build Show. I know you're waiting for some results from me. You will get them very soon here. I'm hoping to have you an official photo this weekend, hopefully, if all goes well, and then we can finally get this wrapped up. So, jury duty's been sucking. I'll be honest with you, jury duty just drains you. Let me tell you. Don't ever just take the fine. It's a lot easier. I'm joking. Don't do that. You should never do that. But jury duty is just mentally draining. You sit there and you listen and you listen and you listen, and I'm talking from 8:30 a.m., which is when we start, till 4:30 p.m., which is when we finish. And there's, a couple of 5-minute breaks in there maybe, and then of course lunch, but it is mentally draining. You'll pay Ben to come take care of the open loop. I'll come out and take care of it. And Roy, I don't know. Welcome back to the Build Show, Roy. It's Roy. I'm thinking about your name as I'm trying to talk. And NC or N Campbell and Army Vet. Welcome back to the Build Show. Over there on the Twitch side. Welcome back to the Build Show. Hope you finally got some rest. I did get some rest, so we got some good rest last night. It was nice to just say, the hell with everything. I'm just gonna go lay down because I'm mentally exhausted from the day of sitting there listening to, lawyers go back and forth on just crap. I can't wait to talk about this case. I can't talk about it now, but I can't wait to talk about it after the fact. Because there's a lot I've learned from it, even though it's stupid. It's a lot that I've learned from it. But it is mentally draining. Let's see here. Keyboard. Jeez, I'm not going to go there. YouTube does not like that word, Roy. Anything to push the algorithm for Ben, didn't mean to offend. Right. Sorry, guys, over there. It seems like there's some back and forth going on Twitch. F1 race this weekend. I know, I was actually asked. So, our church parish has a booth at the F1 race this weekend, and they asked me to help come out and bartend. I'm like, it's an honor, but it's like a whole weekend, and I just don't have the time to come out there and do it. I don't know if I'd be a good bartender, to be honest. I mean, I bartended. The problem with me bartending is that I will bartend for people, but I also will bartend for myself. And that's usually what gets me into trouble when I'm bartending. I did it, I watched a bar for a friend for like 2 hours, and that was a terrible idea. I got really sick after that because it was a drink for them and a drink for me, and that's how it kind of went. And a lot of people were giving me drinks, so bartending is not my thing. I just can't help myself. I get into trouble. So take your time, Ben. I'll be downtown at the Grand Prix. Nice. Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty cool down there. I wish I could totally go to that. The Grand Prix is always something interesting. I've always enjoyed it. Would love to go down there and hang out. I just don't have the time. Grab games. Gotta sample the good, of course. Oh, yeah. I mean, you learn so much when you're a bartender. You learn so much. You learn new drinks, number one. I don't think there's a time that I've bartended and didn't learn about a new drink. And, of course, you have to try it, so... Wait, a church and bartend go hand in hand these days? Okay, it's a Catholic church, so that's like the number one thing you can do, is drink. What all are you live on, Ben? I'm live on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, or X. That explains it. Yeah, we have multiple chats going here, guys. So I'm not just talking to myself. I know you probably think I'm talking to myself, but I'm not, I promise. Take the fam to the F1. It's always a thought, but we're just not gonna make it down there this weekend. With this whole jury duty, it just screws up your schedule. I mean, I have to dedicate 3 days out of this week to jury duty. 3 full days. That's 3 full days I won't get back that I get paid $20 for. And if you are a entrepreneur / self-employment, those 3 days you're not getting paid. You don't get vacation time. You have to make up for it somewhere. So I'm gonna have to go hard next week and really make up for the last 2 weeks of jury duty. It's going to suck. And the weekend, I've got, let's see here, I've got my lawn to mow. I have my wife's, Mrs. Empower's house, or mom's house to mow. And then I have my grandpa's house. My daughter's mowing, but I still have to drive her over there and she does the work. So, little Miss Empower does the work over there. So she's, getting old enough to do that kind of stuff, and she's helping Grandpa out, but I still have to drive her over there, and it takes time out of the day. That's 3 lawns that we have to... It's probably combined around 6 acres of lawn to mow, and I have to do that this weekend. It's starting to get a little out of hand. I didn't think I'd be mowing this much grass in my entire life. I always said, you know, let's get a small yard. We don't need anything big. Something manageable that I can deal with within 30 minutes to an hour. That's like maximum lawn time I want to spend in a single week. Doing lawn care, maybe an hour a week. That's like maximum. And now I'm spending 6 to 7 hours plus drive time. Just start yelling guilty in the middle of the... I don't think the jury is allowed to do that, Roy. I don't... You told me about it when you were at my house. It must suck. It sucks. Yeah. I told you just to tell them you know a family member of the person. I tried. It did not work. They kept me in there. Hey, Grand, what's up, man? Welcome back to the Build Show. But, did you hear Elon Musk want to make a X streaming platform? I mean, I'm currently streaming over to X right now, so it's already happening, except for it's not like a Facebook platform or a Twitch platform, but that would be pretty cool. Do IRL mowing streams in real life? That would mess with the YouTube algorithm. We'd have to set up a secondary channel for that if you guys wanted me to really do. If you really wanted me to do that, I could probably do it. And all you would see is my face on the zero turn doing this. Because it's Michigan ground, so it's not flat. And I put that zero turn full throttle on the straight, so. My brain gets a nice massage every time I mow. I told you to, or wait, that's crazy. Must be in a short supply of dirt. I don't know. It's just a really big case that I got stuck on. And it sucks. So, that's jury duty. Jury duty sucks, but we all, at some point, or at least most of us, at some point have to do it. Some of us will scathe life without having to do it. This poor lady in the jury pool, she raised her hand. She's like, why is this the 5th time that I'm here? I'm like, oh my gosh, they can call you up that many times. And it's because it's completely random. So they pull your name out of a hat, it's completely random. So you could get pulled 5 times in a year. If you have that, if your luck is that good, I don't know if you can call it, or if you want to call it luck, but if your luck is that good, you should probably go play the lottery. Just saying. Because your number had been pulled that many times in a year. That would be some great content, honestly. Imagine the Ben memes chat could make. I mean, talking about making the brain shake, I brought that GPU over and completely forgot about the roads in your neighborhood. I do apologize, but you're welcome, Grab Games, for the free brain massage. But just a heads up, they just did the roads this morning, so it is freshly graded. So you should be better on the way back when you come pick up. I've only had to go once, and they dismissed us. Yeah, that must be nice. I don't know what that's like. This was my first time, and I did not get dismissed. Well, thank you for the sub over there on the Twitch. Appreciate you. And the follow as well. Mr. Grab Games, not going to ask what you grab in your game. Hopefully, we're just talking about like a Coke Zero or an energy drink or something like that. Anyway, moving on. So this is the PC that we're going to be working on today. Originally, this came in because when they first turned it on, I actually worked on this PC a while ago. They brought it in for some upgrades, I think last year or the year before. I can't remember. It was a while ago. Anyway, the reason why they brought it in is because it boots to a black screen. So it gets to past the post, it gets to the Windows load screen, and then from there it goes to a black screen. And if you move the mouse, you could see a little spinny blue circle, and you're actually able to move the cursor around as if it's going to start working, but it doesn't. It just sits there at a black screen, or did. And I was like, man, that's kind of weird. I was thinking maybe it's storage related, or immediately I'm jumping on a hardware issue because they said it was working, and then one day it all of a sudden stopped working, and they did nothing. Or he mentioned he didn't do anything to it. So I was thinking, well, maybe it could be a Windows update, or it could be Windows itself, or it could be maybe an SSD. But I immediately was jumping on a hardware issue. So I know that this computer has a hard drive in the system with Windows on an SSD. And So first thing I did was I actually unplugged the hard drive and reboot it and see if it continues. It continued, so it wasn't the hard drive that was causing that, because sometimes when you get a mechanical drive or even a flash drive that is failing, Windows will sit there and try to access that drive and then get stuck if it's still semi-functional. So I was like, okay, maybe it's that. It wasn't that. So I shut it back down, rebooted it, got it back to the repair options on the screen, and then I selected the advanced options and went to system restore and did a system restore, and that actually worked, which is honestly probably the first time ever that a system restore actually worked. So still worth trying, I guess. So my assumption, after, of course, the system restore completed, it booted up, I checked Windows updates, and there were some updates that were applied previously. So I reinstalled those updates, rebooted the system, and now everything's just working perfectly fine. So I think it was a Windows update that it was stuck on. And I don't know why. Maybe it was shut down or lost power during the update. Something, it was the big one too. It was the, what version was that? For Windows 11. Whatever the latest feature pack that it's doing. It's the Windows 11 version 24H2 that it got stuck on. So it didn't want to finish that update apparently. So system restore was the solution there. So if you do that update, or if you know anybody that does that update and they get to a black screen, the best option is probably just to do a system restore, or see if you can reverse the updates in the advanced repair options, and then try to reapply the update, which that's all it was. So we got the PC back up and running. We're at the desktop right now, actually, and everything else looks good. So we're going to continue forward with the upgrades, which we are going to remove the 240 millimeter AIO that's in here. We're going to remove the NZXT mismatched fans and these 140 millimeter Lian Li fans, and we're going to replace them with Thermalright fans in black, as well as a Thermalright Frozen Note 360 millimeter AIO. We're going to put this at the top, and we're going to do 3 120s on the side and a 120 on the rear, and it's just going to look a lot nicer with it all being black instead of the white on black, which did look cool, but the mismatched fans were kind of weird. I'm not going to lie. They're a little strange, but it's okay. And with that, we are also, well, that's pretty much it. I mean, I did a really good job cable managing this the last time it was in here, so it's going to be pretty easy to do this. It's going to be pretty quick. It's not going to take a lot of time. What's up, guys? Hey, Grand, welcome back to the build show. Oh, nice clean build. Yeah, this is one I dealt with a while ago. Ant-Man, LOL. I've only had to go once. Oh yeah, we've already talked about that. Sorry, I've kind of messed up there in the chat. Roger, is that Roger, buddy? Roger, buddy? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Oh, this is your build, Roger. Oh, no, oops. Oh, no worries, man. Nothing you did wrong. I don't think you did anything wrong. It probably was just, for all we know, it lost power or something while it was doing an update. Grab games. I'm not at liberty to discuss what I'm grabbing. The gold standard for AIOs. Yes, the standard. Jesse, I'll take those extra NZXT fans off of you. Well, that will be a conversation you can have with Roger over there on YouTube if you want. I do have some other NZXT fans though, Jesse, as well. I have some 140s. I think a couple of 120s in black. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do with them, but I'm sure he'll probably want to sell them, or if he's got another PC he wants to put them in, I don't know. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this bad boy down. We can get started on the AIO swap. Shut her down. It's okay, you don't have to tell me what you grab in your game. Nice! We'll talk about it, thanks. Yeah, talk to him. These are his fans. Do, 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 do. I was carrying the baby earlier and got a bunch of stuff on me. Not to mention this fan was actually... No, it's the right way. Okay, forget it. Forget I said that. It was pretty dirty. We should probably give this a nice clean. You think? Ugh. Yeah. Dirty. It's okay. We deal with it all the time. Oh yeah. One thing I always recommend if you're going to be working on your PC and flipping it around a few times, always make sure you remove your Wi-Fi antennas. If you don't, you could find yourself with a broken Wi-Fi antenna. Ben, owning NZXT stuff. What? No. Yeah, I know. Well, the thing is they're sitting over there for a reason, not being used for a reason. I have no idea what you're talking about, Roy. Crazy guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh gosh, the dust that came off of that one. So yeah, this is our mesh. It's pretty packed, so we should probably clean that too. All right, so here's our really nice cable management. You could tell I've been here before, haven't you? You could tell that looks like some of my work, right? Yeah. You know, I take pride in my work. All right, let's go ahead and get some of these cables freed up so we can set AIO out. I don't remember doing that. Okay. We're done with this NZXT hub. We're done with it, I tell you. Pretty sure this whole front tray comes out. I don't know why I'm doing it this way, but I am. Yeah, it's kind of like me when I'm sleeping. Not breathing. Alright. There we go. Alright, so there's the 140s that were in the front. They're out. I think we're going to try to pull this front panel, or the front bracket, to do the fan install. Go. Finish removing the rest of these too. And then we'll give it a quick blow. Look at the size of that fan screw. Massive. This thermal paste is actually in really good shape. Whoever put that on there. Did it right. I know, it was me. You know, Ben over here talking about quick blows and things being massive is making me blush. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm talking about blowing dust out of a computer. Where's your mind tonight, Tat? You were swimming. What's up, John? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Okay. What do you mean that's what she said? Where are you going with this? Whoever said Happy Dad's seltzer was good needs to be tossed. Even the wife said it's like someone whispered the flavor from 3 rooms away. What? I have no idea what you're talking about, Kat. Personally, I'm not that big of a seltzer fan. You know, like on a hot sunny day, maybe on a beach, I'll have 1 or 2. That's my limit. I can't drink those all day. Making sure we get it clean. Nice and clean. Alright, stand this puppy up and take this radiator out. Oh boy. Nice. We can actually access the back plate. It comes undone. These are on there pretty good. Oh my god. Fun Hub, no AIO mic. Or Fan Hub, no AIO mic. What are you talking about? So what Fan Hub you slapping back in there? We're not going to be putting a Fan Hub in here. No Fan Hub. Frozen note to his right. Tat. Yep. Frozen note. As in, it says a flavor, but yeah, it whispers a taste. Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay, so now that we've got the everything that we are going to replace removed, let's blow this thing out. Let's start with this front panel. You can't even see through it. Just one solid block of dust. Well, we got the panel mostly done. This is going to need a wash. It's pretty dirty. So the mesh is going to get physically washed. Let's go with the top one and blow this one out. This one blew out a lot better, but it still could use a physical wash. So I'll probably wash that one as well. Let's just blow out the case real quick. And then we'll get the AIOs installed. Sound good? It's going to need a little bit of a wipe down. Somebody vapes by their PC. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. A little better. Nice and clean. Looks like fans might come with one. Not sure, though. No, I don't think they do come with a hub. Wait, so all those fans will be daisy-chained, then plugged into the motherboard? Pretty much. Yeah. Some giant idiot. Welcome back to the build show. H7 Flow. One of my faves. Ben loves them also. It's one of the smallest mid-ATX cases that can front mount a 420mm AIO. That is actually a very good point. This case does support front-mounted 420mm AIO, which is hard to find in this size. So it's a good point, some giant idiot. So if you are looking for a case to fit a 420 that's not insanely large, this is definitely going to be the case you want to look at. Even though I have my opinion on NZXT as a brand, I will still say to look at it. Wait, so all those fans, yeah, we already talked about it. Roger, oops, it's okay, man. Don't worry about it. Bazooka Builders, congrats on the 1K subs, bro. Been a second since I was on these streams. Yeah, it's been a minute. Welcome back to the build show, Bazooka Builder. 3x140. Yes. So 420mm Roy is 3 140mm fans. And generally, if it's a 420mm AIO, expect the radiator to be a little thicker. Yes, always. Yes. 420, if you do the math, will 140. I mean, yeah. I don't know where I'm going with that, but forget it. Just forget it. For some reason in my head, I'm thinking, if you do the math, am I right? If you do the math, yeah. So 360mm is 3 120s, which comes out to 360. Am I correct? And then 420 is 140 by 3. I'm right, aren't I? Just hit leg day at home. Jim can barely walk up and down the stairs now. Yeah. 360 is 3 by 120. 420 is 3 by 140. That is correct. .280 is 2 140s. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, some giant idiot. Now I feel like the idiot. In a way. I was reading half of the build and your question, LOL. Oh, sorry. No worries. I'm gonna go play some Minecraft with my friend. Bye. No problem, John. Enjoy Minecraft. Let's go ahead and drop this AIO in here. Shall we? Gotta figure out where that other screwdriver went. That sucked. More of this. You know what, before we do this, let's put that rear fan in. Just thinking of that, and I was like, we should probably put the rear fan in. Before it gets too crazy. Oh my gosh. That just came out of nowhere. You get that a lot when you work on dirty PCs. I want to hear a jet engines take off. Let me know when you're doing something. I want to see my computer hover. I wonder if you could build a light enough PC. Put it on a... whatchamacallit. Just to see it hover. I wonder if that's a thing. Oh. Huh. Trying to think of the name, and my brain is just nope. One day I'll be going to test push-pull, see how much of a difference it'll make. It doesn't make that big of a difference, if any. Kind of like what some giant idiot said. Really just a marketing tactic, to be honest with you. You think it does better, but it doesn't really do that much better. The only thing it does maybe is less noise, but at the same time, there's more resistance than you think that it would be less, but it's not. So in the end, probably a little louder at idle. Oh. Yeah. That is plump. Air fan is there. Okay. We can work with that. It's been a while since I've used an Intel. Thank you, Mike. Intel parts. 1700. A 13600. 13600 KF. You know, Linus did a good video about liquid speed. Testing his whole, let's cool every PC on a single loop. There was quite a bit actually on that. Hey, what's up, man? Welcome to the Build Show, and thank you for the follow over there on the Twitch side. Porgsglor? Galore? Porgsglor. I don't know if I said that right. Alright, so we've got this back plate we're gonna throw on there real quick. All right, we're ready for that AIO. Out of a one of the main reasons why I don't. What? It's some giant idiot's fault that wasn't there to explain. That he wasn't there to... Oh, okay, gotcha. So they are like Ewoks. Replacement to the cute characters of the movies. What are you talking about? It is often used to describe the large number of porgs seen in the film and related merchandise, particularly when referring to collections or themed products. Learning something every day. Interesting. Hey, what's up, Kyrell? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Kenneth, what GPU is in the PC, Ben? Just tune it in. So this is actually a customer's PC that they brought to us for service. So we are doing some service to it. Previously, it was not booting up. It was booting up to a black screen, making it past the post, making it to the Windows load screen, and then suddenly hitting a black screen and then not doing anything. We came to the conclusion already that it was a Windows update that caused the problem, we believe. Like a corrupted Windows update. And that ended up being solved by doing a system restore. If you ever run into that, system restore is the answer. And then reinstalling the updates, rebooting and finishing the updates, making sure they finish. Now we're past and beyond that and booting up just fine. Now, I believe the PC has a RTX 4060 Ti in it. 16 gigabyte 4060 Ti. Pretty good card. And then it's got an i5 13600KF. But one thing I was going to call out with NZXT is these holes that are cut out in this case is only designed for NZXT coolers. Because these, which are Thermalright screws that come with the Thermalright cooler, are literally just going through the slot. So they're not wide enough for NZXT's case. So I had to kind of stagger it a little bit so it grabs the lip and then tightens down. I mean, there's no way this is coming out unless you, like, vibrate the crap out of it. So it's not going to go anywhere. But kind of stupid. NZXT does not ever follow any universal measurements. They build it for their own products, period. They don't care about anybody else or anything else. And that is a problem. One of the many problems I have with NZXT. It's only their stuff or don't use it at all. What's up, Mike Thompson? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Bless you. Yeah, we already went through that. Alright. But it's one of my big beefs with NZXT and why you probably hear me say blah to NZXT all the time. One of the few reasons, anyway. Here, what? Oh, hello. Trying to give me a hug goodnight? Sweet dreams. Good news. I have all the regular game trophies in The Last of Us Part 2. It's called Every Last One of Them. Ben, use black screws. Those don't match the AIO. Yeah, well. They're fine. It kind of makes sense, Steve. We're just doing some upgrades to this customer's PC that came through. All right, so next, we're going to put the front fans on. The right way. Excuse me. Man, all this dust is just hitting my face like a ton of bricks. My sinuses. Oh. We like performance here, not aesthetics. I know. I do. LOL, you're in the wrong channel then. Jeez. Oh man. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to It's Roy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So what, you're saying NZXT is like Apple? Not quite. Not as bad. But pretty close. Pretty close. Just made it casually late. That's all good. Nobody's counting over here. I hate Apple. What do you think of them? I hate Apple. Everybody's like, let's buy Ben an Apple phone and make him use it. And I'm like, if anybody sends me an Apple phone, the first thing that's going to happen is it's going to come out of the package and go directly in the toilet and get flushed. And it's going to get processed through the Lake Orion sewage system. I refuse to use Apple. Somehow my daughter talked me into letting her get an Apple. That was the worst idea of my life so far, is letting her get an Apple.
But all my friends have Apple. It's just...
Ugh! The inside of me is sitting there saying, "What have you done?" Things to remember. Ben hates Apple, NZXT, Intel, Jury Duty, and Fords. I don't mind Ford. Who said I hate Ford? I don't hate Ford. My parents are a Ford family. I'm a GM family, but I have a Ford RV, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Ben hates Ford. My RV is a Ford. The worst thing about that is that it just gobbles up gas like it's going out of style. And we're gonna drink it all like it's the last drop. And not in a savoring way, it's gulping it. Oh, do you need to go out, bud? You always ask me when I'm doing fans. Or doing the fans. Hold on. Ow. I also hate lazy PC builders that sell their service. If you're a PC builder and you're building yourself a PC or a buddy a PC and it's free 99, I don't hate that. And you're lazy about it, I don't hate that. But if you sell your services and you're lazy about it, that I hate. You want to add to the list. And yes, Jury Duty sucks. One thing NZXT is really good at is their cable management. I do like that. I'll give them that. The plus for NZXT. I get that. One thing I'll give them.
one furthest away. Seriously? You would. You would. Okay.
Mr. Max is ready to come in. Hold on. Oh, if he hates Apple, what Android does, he use or just no phone. I use Google, the Google Pixel. He must not remember the conversation we had a few months back on Fords. Oh well, it was funny to me. Some Fords are troubling. Helican, welcome to the Build Show. I'll get to your question here in just a moment. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat. It's called Every Last... Okay, the wife came to me and asked why Steve the Stain was in your Amazon. It was in my Amazon. What are you talking about? Steve Anderson, I don't mind Fords, but I am a Chevy man. Yeah, same thing. I don't mind Fords. I don't hate them. I don't mind them. But I'm a GM guy. Helican, question boss. Building a new PC. The price of motherboards are insane. I settled with a MSI X670E ME Meg Ace. That's a pretty badass board. I've read good things about them. Besides updating the BIOS, do you it was a good choice. Do I think it was a good choice? I think it was a good choice. I'm curious about the rest of the build because that's a lot of money towards the motherboard when you could have and I don't know if, there's a specific reason why you selected the Ace, if there's a function on the board that you needed. Okay, bro, I appreciate it. I wanted to go with something that would last me a while. Yeah, the 670, that'll last a while. I guess the downside to going with the X670E versus, say, a newer, like X870, is the lack of the PCIe 5.0 support. I don't think that board had it. I don't remember. I don't recall. I don't think it did. I think some of those may have. Wanted to go with something that would last me, but couldn't justify paying $600 to $700 for the new X870 boards. That's good to hear. Yeah, you shouldn't be paying $600 or $700, $600 to $700. That's kind of high, unless you're looking at that Ace from the X870. But I'm curious about the rest of the build, though. If you want to tell me the rest of the parts. So since the power settings to the balance Windows in Windows 11 have not had any driver timeouts. Funny. So since setting the power settings to balance, okay, gotcha. Yeah, a lot of I've noticed a lot of games and drivers recently with Windows. They don't like you playing with those settings, those power settings. I've seen a lot of times where that recently wreaks havoc. I also saw that MSI is releasing the X870E Meg Ace sometime in the later part of 2025, but I imagine it's going to be close to $700, probably, yes. It's probably going to be around an $800 board, which is another reason I didn't go with the 870 chipset. Well, you could have done something like a Gigabyte Aurora Elite X870 and would have been just fine with that. It's your stringing Christmas lights and the thing with all daisy chains. Yes, exactly, Cat. That doesn't surprise me. They always make high-end boards for chipsets, AMD and Intel. Yeah. Jamp, is this an RTX 4070 build? No, this has got a 4060 Ti in it. 16 gigabyte 4060 Ti. It's a MSI Gaming X, I think it was. 4060 Ti. We have Steve the Stain saved in our Amazon. She was like, "Who is Steve the Stain?" So I showed her. Interesting. Oh, from shipping. Got it. That just hit. Took me a minute, Tat. Sorry. Also, Ben, if you get a chargeback on that t-shirt, it never came. We contacted them. They had no idea about anything. I'll try again because my daughter wanted to pose in front of her PC with your shirt to show you. Interesting. You want to give me the order number so I can contact them, Roy? If you message me on Discord directly, send me your order number, and I will get that sorted out for you tomorrow on my jury duty lunch. Uses Nokia. No, I do not use Nokia. Nokia. What are my thoughts on a NVIDIA GPU versus AMD? I say go with whatever your use case is. I usually direct streamers, people that want to stream, towards NVIDIA, but recently AMD cards or drivers or software, their decoders, encoders, whatever you want to call it, has gotten better for streaming. So at this point you can go AMD or go Intel or go NVIDIA. Whichever direction you want to go at that point, it just comes down to performance. And I guess the game that you play most, does it perform better on AMD or does it perform better on Intel or does it perform better on NVIDIA, and then go that direction? That's literally what it comes down to. And then maybe cost. I'm not biased. Right now I'm running a 3070 Ti. That's all I'm running. Although I don't really play anything crazy, so... Excuse me. Heligan. It'll be an X670E, 9800 X3D, 64 gigs of RAM, whatever AIO I choose, a 3090 Ti Founders. I'll upgrade the GPU eventually, either a 9070 XT or newer card. I mean, be honest with you, that 3090 Ti is going to be a BA card for quite a while. It's still a good card. Of course, it always comes down to what are you doing with it, and then you know, what are you planning to do with the system? Because the Ace seems like a little overkill if you're just gaming. Wouldn't be necessary. But it does have a lot of USB options. So if you need a lot of USB ports, definitely the Ace is going to be a good board. Yeah, you should have just reached out to me, Roy, and I could have taken care of that for you to figure out what the deal is. I know in the past we've had some weird delays on when people order stuff. I've personally had the same problem happen, and then I reached out to them and I'm like, what's going on, guys? There was once that it took like a month for it to ship. It's weird. Brody Tech just bought parts for a PC. I have an i5 12400F, RX 6600, 32 gigs of RAM. Nice. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good system. What do you think about running a PC off of 2 daisy chain power strips connected to an extension cord? Excuse me. I'm not coughing for the comment, but it does fit actually very well. I would be very worried about doing that, especially what else is plugged into that chain that you're running. 2 power strips daisy chained with an extension cord. It just seems sketchy, depending on what else you're running on it. If you're exceeding 1,000 watts combined on the chain, then it's probably too much, and I would tell you to invest in a different solution. That was April 16th you ordered it on? Yeah, I remember. It was quite a while ago. I will, if you want, send me the order number again, and I will contact them, or I think I can actually look it up on our end. I originally bought the B850 Elite, but I'm going to be honest, it might be overkill, but I love the look of the Ace. Fair enough, fair enough. It's that gold and black you're after, go for the gold and black. I think there's another person in the chat that has a thing for gold and black builds. Yeah, you're probably exceeding the amount that would be allotted through your basic power strip. Should trip over 1,000 watts. Some of them will go up to like 1,200 watts, but you might start tripping the end power strip. Number one. Number two, you might start, if they're cheap power strips, if they're like Trip Light power strips, they're usually pretty good, or if they're like APC power strips, those are usually pretty good, but like cheap Walmart branded power strips, not a good idea. So maybe get away with it, just be careful. I don't like running power through power strips like that. How do I feel about NZXT, Brody Tech? I am not a fan of the brand NZXT. Some of their stuff is cool, I'll give them that. Like, for example, the case cable management is cool. I like the design, the layout. The flow of the cable management is really nice. But I'm not a fan of the brand. I'm not a fan of things like they set up all of their products to use only their products. And I was talking about that earlier in the stream when we're putting the AIO and the screws on a Thermalright AIO, which are pretty standard universal screws, are too small for the slots on a NZXT case, and they just like to go right through the slot. It's like, they just don't like to be universal, NZXT. They like things, they like you to just buy all their things and use only their things. That's my beef with NZXT. And of course, you know, they're pre-built crap. They're leasing a PC thing. You know, that kind of was like, really, bruh? I mean, I could do that and be a millionaire next year, but I like to sleep at night. Oh wait, never mind. She didn't charge back. It says the production when we look at the order number, but like I said, when we contacted them, they didn't have any info. I'll send you the order number though through Discord, not a big deal. Hell, I forgot about it till she mentioned it. Yeah, I will follow up with them and find out what the deal is. because that's really not acceptable. It's been over a month. We might have to, because this isn't the first time this has happened. It's not the first time, and I doubt it's going to be the last time, and it's getting frustrating. I shouldn't have to spend time on something that's supposed to be automated for me. Gold and black is amazing. Yes. Yeah, we've done a couple of gold black builds on the channel. A couple of them looked really nice. Oh yeah, the gold and black Zotac cards, they look pretty good. They'd fit the gold black theme very nicely. Yep. Same thing with Asus's gold card, which, by the way, I do know somebody on that side of the world that if anybody is interested in one but willing to pay an extreme amount of money, we could get one. Just an FYI, we have connections. I think it's a Middle Eastern release or something like that. You use the NZXT H6 Flow with a 240mm AIO, the N7, and an N7 Z790 in my main build. I think they look really clean and are not way too expensive. I agree with you what you say about the PC leasing system. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that kind of saves NZXT is the fact that they handed that off to kind of like a third party to manage it, and that's who kind of got greedy about all this, I think, and NZXT didn't realize exactly what was going on, or at least maybe he didn't. I don't know. When I say NZXT, I'm talking about the founder. So I don't know. I don't know enough about everything that happened there. I just thought it was a little shady. It trips sometimes, like in a power surge. They are like 20 years old. Yeah, definitely. If you're gonna do that, make sure they're up to date, newer, trip light or APC power strips, something that is meant to handle that load, not something from Walmart that's like 20 years old. It's not a great idea. Don't play with electricity. My parents' house burnt down from an electrical fire, and it scares me now. Like, every time I see something, I'm like, duh, don't do that. Hey, Brody, welcome to the supporter group. Thank you for becoming a member over there on YouTube. Appreciate you. So, yeah, I mean, I'll still use NZXT products if a customer asks me to. I'm not going to sit there and say, yeah, NZXT sucks and I won't use it. I'll still use them. It's just a personal opinion. If people ask me, hey, do you like NZXT? I'm going to come out and say, nah, not a big fan of them. Move on. There's better companies out there I'd like to support. I got an AD right when he said don't play with electric. Oh, okay, gotcha. You got an ad? Well, what I was saying, oh, you got an ad. Sorry about that. So I was saying that I don't like playing with electricity, and my parents' house actually burnt down from an electrical fire, so I'm really sketched out when it comes to sketchy electricity stuff. Like, I used to be like, it's fine, nothing will happen. So I just would recommend you, if you're gonna do a daisy chain and test 1,000 watts on it, just make sure you get a power strip that'll handle more than 1,000 watts, you know, so it's not at its limit, or at least 2 of them that are running chained like that, even though I don't really recommend chaining them like that. They're not meant to be chained like that. The whole Pro Art build is very nice looking. Yes, I totally agree with you, Mike. I've always wanted to do an Asus Pro Art build. Those have always been pretty flashy looking. Their cases are flashy, the motherboards are flashy, the graphics cards are sleek, everything is nice. I like an entire Pro Art build would be pretty dope to see. I have a bunch of extension cords running all around the house to get power to some of the rooms. What do you do? Do you have like miners running? Like 5+? Man. Yeah, no, I would just, you know, just I don't know if you have any knowledge with electricity, but you could just put another breaker in and then run the wire. Or contact a electrician to do it. Definitely, if you don't know how to do it, don't play with electricity. I saw the new portrait cards, Pro Art cards. I said wow. Pro Art cards, and they're rocking the wood grain look. PC for your local cigar lounge. That actually would be pretty dope. There is a local cigar lounge, and that's pretty fancy. I should go convince them to let me build them a PC. I love building computers and have always wanted to start a small PC building business. Any tips on where to start? So I will say this. PC building, you're doing what I'm doing, which is just building PCs and servicing them, it's very unprofitable. You're not going to make money. And it is extremely time consuming. I need to go grab another drink. My throat's dry. It is extremely time consuming. So if you are, if you're trying to do that full time, you're definitely going to need something else to supplement that is kind of reoccurring revenue that you don't have to do a lot of work for. So something established that's going to produce income while you're doing this. And PC building is very seasonal. So at least here in Michigan, it's very seasonal. I don't know if it is anywhere else, but it's very seasonal here. Meaning Christmas time, super busy all the way through tax season to the end of tax season, which is around April, and then it starts slowing down in May, and then it's pretty much dead through the summer. It's, you know, you get random orders here and there. This week we had a couple orders, so I've got, you know, 2 builds on the way, 3 builds coming to do this next week, so we're looking good, you know, on some builds this week. Yay, we have builds! So it slows down. So we're just hitting our slow season right now, finally. And I say finally as if it was like a long time, but it's been PC builds after PC builds after PC. You really got to be passionate about it, because there's going to be days where you're like, man, I really don't want to do another PC build. I don't think I could do another PC build, but you're forced to do it because you have deliverables to meet for customers. So you got to do it. So that's the other thing, is you got to be really passionate and you got to love it. You don't love it to the point where, you know, you'll live, sleep, breathe, dream about PC builds, then don't even try. Don't even bother. Because if you get bigger, you start getting orders, it gets crazy. You're going to have to do the builds. You have to do them. Right now I'm full-time, yes, but I supplement with IT support. So I do small business IT support, managed services, which is creating some revenue to come in to cover when it's really slow. So this is kind of a hobby. This side of the business is technically considered a hobby. I mean, not much I could do about that, but let's see here. I have a bunch of extension. Okay, some of the walls don't have power and don't have money, so that's what it is. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, so business is booming. Nah, not really. It's been slow, very slow lately. Thankfully it's been slow because I got called to jury duty, and I've been in jury duty the last 2 weeks. So this should be my last week of jury duty. The downside of being in jury duty and doing this full time is each day that I'm at jury duty making $20 a day, I'm not making any other money. So making the mortgage is going to suck this month. Like being a tattoo artist. Might be busy one week, the other week you're sitting there twitching, yes, watching paint on the wall dry, or waiting for a walk-in. Yeah, That's pretty much, it comes and goes, and you need something to make up for it. This is not in any way a profitable business model. What I do, PC builds, it just doesn't make money. It's, if anything, it makes more headaches than it's what it's worth. So you really gotta like it, is what I'm saying. Like being an ice fisherman, yeah. It looks good. Looks like a PC with class. As someone who builds PCs for people, would you say that custom pre-builds are becoming more popular than someone just building it for themselves? I'd say on my website, 90% of the people that order a PC are going through the custom option. So they're either reaching out to me, having a conversation with me, and then we're putting together a quote based off of that conversation, or they submit a build request on the website that fills out a form of everything they're kind of looking for, and then I'll reach it back, you know, we'll have a conversation back and forth via email or phone, and then put together a quote that way. Or they go to the pre-build section, or build section, meaning these are pre-configured options that you can select from, and people do like to select different options there. It's very rare somebody just goes straight through and just buys a straight pre-build without any customizations. So the customization features, I think, is definitely a must-have if you have a website for PC building. If you have pre-builds, you need to make sure that you have some customizable features on there, because people like custom. People don't like just the cookie cutter box that everybody gets. Everybody gets the same box. Nobody wants to get the same thing that everybody else has. Everybody wants something unique for them. So that's kind of, I think, where I fit in, is the uniqueness of builds. Even though a lot of my builds look the same, because I have a style that I go with, that I work with. I'll work with a lot of the same parts, but every build's going to be unique in its own way. So let's finish cable management, shall we? And we can get this thing fired up. Go off the build for the very first time. Might have to do the CPU block tomorrow. It's getting 11 o'clock. I gotta be up at like 6 a.m. tomorrow. It's gonna suck. Yeah, if somebody came over here and was like, "What's your business?" and then I show them my business and showed them my book numbers. It's impressive on paper. It's not very impressive when you look at the bank account. It looks like millions of dollars run through here, but it doesn't. That doesn't actually happen. The IRS thinks I've made millions of dollars. That's a whole nother can of worms. But I don't. Because of the hardware. I'm gonna wash those mesh panels, don't worry. I didn't put them back on for a reason. They need to be washed. Thank you for subscribing, Paul. Appreciate you. Thank you for the sub over there on the YouTube. All right. Jesse, I also do custom PCs for family members and friends. It's fun, though. Getting some of the latest GPUs recently was rough. I hear ya. As someone who builds PCs, oh, we already covered that. Find a niche, and stick with it. That's kind of what I've done. Actually, find something you are good at and stick with it. Word. We'll get around like Jay's 2 cents. With water cooling, I've never seen anyone better. Yeah, I just need to show off my open loop skills, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to record that because it's just... they're so long. There's so much work that goes into them. You just gotta have like a camera with a bunch of SD cards following you around, I guess. I know it has a 3070 Ti. What are the specs of the PC you're streaming on? So this is a AMD Ryzen 7 5700X B550 motherboard with 64 gigs of RAM, I think, and 4 terabytes of NVMe storage SSD, Gen 4, and then a 3070 Ti with a 850 watt power supply and a 240 millimeter AIO built in a Lian Li 205 mesh case. Yeah, we're going to be doing a video on that at some point, showing you how to clean your PC to let it get really, really bad. It's not high specs, nothing crazy. I actually need more USB ports because I have different cameras at different angles and I need more USB lanes or PCIe lanes. All right, let's go ahead and fire this bad boy up. See what happens. A 3, a 2, a 1. Let's punch it. Have you done custom loops? Oh yeah. Where's it? Have I done custom? Of course. Maybe something got unplugged. Something got unplugged. Hold on. Huh, there, that's better. A little bit better. Yes, I've done open loops. Many of them. Leaps and bounds better looking men. Ah, yes. Looks very nice. Yeah, now we've got a 360mm AIO. And all the fans matching. Versus NZXT fans, Lian Li SL fans, Lian Li AL fans, and whatever else was in there. With a 240mm AO on the top. It was a mix mash of whatever. Excuse me. AMD is discontinuing the B650 chipset motherboards going forward. You'll need to purchase a B850. Interesting. I didn't hear about the discontinuation of those. Show those off. I would love to see them. I'll have to drop them in the Discord channel. I don't know if I did or not before. I have some photos. I might have some videos of them. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. But yeah, I've done some pretty cool open loop builds. I actually don't know the price of the new Switch. Hold on, guys. Let me go grab a refill. They just announced it? Yeah, they must have, because I didn't hear anything about it yet. Money, 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 money. I need more for that AMD build. Yeah. What do you think about the new Switch prices? I don't know the new Switch price, honestly. I don't know what it is. I know that we paid... I want to say like 200 or something for our Switch. It's $500. Holy smokes, it better be ultra good. No, I was talking to Mrs. Empower about that right before we bought a Switch for Christmas for the girls. I was like, man, maybe we should just wait and then get the new one. But I'm like, there's so many good games. They'll have a blast on this regardless how long they have it. Unless they just force you over to the new one somehow. Oh, the old Switch is shutting down for good. 450 plus tariffs. Oh yeah, everything is gonna go up because of tariffs. There's no way around it. Game prices are $80 digital and $90 physical. That's crazy. Old one can't play some of the new games like new Mario Kart. Yeah, that's gonna suck. Personally, I like the GameCube still. Still a diehard GameCube guy. Really easy to bring a portable screen with an adapter and the GameCube. Really easy to do. Although the convenience of a Switch is very nice. Onra looks sick. Onra, this was a customer that brought in their PC for service, and then we did some upgrades and changed out some fans. Damn, I missed the entire stream due to playing some Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's no worries, man. AMFG Gaming YouTube. I just built a gaming PC yesterday for $400 and was wondering if the GPU I got is good. You got a 1050 Ti. Excuse me. Man, I keep hiccuping when I'm trying to read chat. I got a 1050 Ti. So the 1050 Ti is not a, you know, it depends on what games you're trying to play. If you're playing like simple things, esports titles, I'll call it, it's gonna run fine. If you're trying to play Call of Duty though, or even Red Dead, you'll probably find that the 1050 Ti is not going to be the card that does it. GTA 6, I'll pay anything for it. Yeah. So the 1050 Ti is not the greatest, but in your $400 budget, I mean, it would be hard to get much better of a card than that. Maybe a 1650 or a 1660 in that budget could have been done, but or maybe an RX 580, which would have been, you know, a card that would have played pretty much anything in 1080p today still. What about the GTX 760? That one's a little light nowadays. Is that a 2 gig card or a 4 gig card? I can't remember. I think it's a 2 gig. It'll struggle. It'll struggle with pretty much anything. Except for maybe like esports titles, like I was saying. It might run Fortnite on like low settings. I sure know it. Hey, what's up, Jeffrey C? Welcome back to the Build Show. 5M. Are you asking if the 1050 Ti will play 5M? Probably not very well. It'll probably play it just on like ultra low settings, and you're probably going to experience some weird stuff. The 1050 Ti is just old. It's just an old 4 gig card. Maybe something like a 1070 or a 1080 in that generation would be something that would still run stuff. I mean, the 1080 for sure. 1070, nah, it's getting light. So Ben, it's looking like June 16th or so. Nice. Yeah, get on it, because I've got no, that's another month away. Never mind. You're good. No worries there. Well, I got a Ryzen 5 1600 CPU, B450 Pro, and 32 gigs of RAM. That's pretty good. So you could definitely start out with that, and then the first thing you'll probably want to upgrade is your graphics card. I don't know what storage you have or what power supply you have in your system. Did you ever announce Mike's build? Mike's build? What are you talking about? What about a very sus 4090 for $500 on Facebook Marketplace? The only way I would ever look at a 4090 for $500 on Facebook is if I physically go and look at the card. I wouldn't have to test it for $500. I would just say, but I would like to test it. So if that's an option, definitely ask. If he's willing to test it, or if they're willing to test it for you in front of you, definitely do that. But I would not pay in a virtual platform to have them ship it to me, because 99.9% of the time, if you have find a 4090 for $500, it's going to be a scam, especially if they only ship it. So local only, local pickup for that. Or was it Steve's build? I can't remember his name. The guy you were going to build for on YouTube. What are you talking about? Right, I don't know. Maybe it's jury duty that I've been sitting through, and it's just frying my brain. I can't remember our conversations. Luke, welcome to the build show. Yes, I have a Ryzen 5 1600 AF, runs like a 2600. Yeah, the AF is still a decent chip, I think. It'll run pretty much anything with a decent enough graphics card. It's a local. I am hust to poor. I'm sorry, man. Luke, nice, I had one. Yeah, I built quite a few builds with the Ryzen 5 1600 AF chip. Said you got a 450 watt power supply and a 1 terabyte SSD storage. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good for the price. Yeah, the first thing you'll probably want to do is upgrade the graphics card, and if you get too big of a graphics card, then you'll have to also upgrade your power supply. So just keep that in mind. Wick fans, welcome back to the build show. I think he means the kid you built the PC for that only had a laptop. That was John. Hey, what's up, Luke? That was John, and John, what about the PC? I think I announced. Oh, are you talking about Mike's build, meaning the open loop that we're doing? If that's what you're talking about. I think that's what you're talking about. I remember paying $85 for my AF CPUs. It's a good price. Now it's those things, man. Those were great CPUs for the price. What would be a suitable GPU match for the 1600 AF? I would say, because it doesn't have PCIe Gen 4. It's Gen 3. A 3060 Ti, 3070 maybe, in that range would be a good card. I don't really want to get up into the 4000 series, especially like the 4060. Apparently somebody's calling somebody on this PC. This PC's ringing. Somebody's calling him. All right. So, yeah, 5700 XT. I agree with that, Steve. 5700 XT, maybe an RTX 3070, like maximum in the NVIDIA family. That would be a decent enough CPU. I'm sorry, decent enough. That would be decent enough CPU, the 1600 AF, to run something like that if you wanted to. Jeffrey C, my RX 7600 XT buzzes when gaming hard. Is that normal? That is called coil whine. A lot of AMD cards and a lot of newer NVIDIA cards, especially the bigger cards, have a lot of coil whine, and that is perfectly normal, yes. Unless it is insanely loud buzzing. Like, you can hear it through your headset while you're gaming. If that's kind of the level of buzzing you're hearing, then there's probably a problem, and I would start looking at maybe getting that replaced or RMA'd or returned. But if it's, you know, just noticeable when you put your ear up against the glass and you can kind of hear it, that's normal. Let's see here. Pato is running the good stuff. Pato. Pato, are you familiar with OBS? Yeah, I guess I'm pretty familiar with OBS. Got a question. I got my PC done. It's awesome. It starts fine, but doesn't like using the restart, question mark. Got my PC done. It's awesome. Oh, so you built the PC, Jeffrey? Oh, okay, cool. Was kind of freaking out. Like, it's insane. Like, it's not insane, but I can hear it. Got the tower right next to me. Yeah, you'll hear it with the tower right next to you. But you shouldn't hear it over, like, your headset. But yes, coil whine is pretty normal. I got a Ryzen 9 9950X 3D and then RTX 5090. I just got it. And I got a Samsung G9 curved monitor. Nice. I'm having trouble connecting the monitor to OBS. So when I go live, I don't see black bars. Got any advice? Got Samsung G9 Curve. Well, when I go live, I don't see black bars. Got any advice? I don't know what you mean by that, but if you want, join the Discord channel and take a picture of what you're seeing so I can see it. I don't understand what you're trying to explain there. Join the Discord channel, go to the support channel in the Discord, and then post a picture and kind of an explanation there, and I can see if I can help you out with that. And if you want to join the Discord channel, it's !Discord in the chat to get the link. Yeah, it's pretty solid build. You shouldn't be having weird issues like that. Okay, cool, thanks. Kind of freaked. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think you were building that up a little while ago, weren't you? Or was that last week? I don't know. I've been in jury duty, so it feels like I've time traveled. Week fams, yes, so John's PC, going back to that though, it's pretty much ready to go. I just wanted to answer some questions for Tat, because he had some questions on temps, so I wanted to rerun some benchmarks, take some screenshots, and then drop them in the Discord, and then it's ready to go. It's local, I'm Hust, just too poor. What about a 1080 for $60? 1080 for $60 is a good price, as long as it works. Titan X, don't even bother. Don't bother with the Titan X. What about a Steam Deck? What are your thoughts on them? They're nice. Steam Decks are nice. I wish I actually had one. I'd be able to do more with, you know, buttons and shortcuts. Although you could do pretty much all of that from your keyboard. So a Steam Deck is pretty much the glorified keyboard. But I know there's features and things that you can do on a Steam Deck to make it easier. Yeah, it took a while for all the parts. One part, a paycheck gotcha. Yeah, no worries. No problem in doing that. Good luck with your channel Empowered. Subscribe to help the cause. Thank you, Luke. Make sure you stop back in. We're going to be doing another build tomorrow. We're going to be doing a full build tomorrow. And probably some more stuff over the weekend. We'll see how the weekend goes here, because I got so much grass I got to cut. To you all, I'm taking my dog out to see you next stream. We'll see you, Steve. Thanks for stopping in. You're still live. Nice. We're just getting ready to bounce. Bye, Steve. I got an ad, LOL. Sorry. Steam Decks are meh. 1080 for $60 good. Titan X, no. Don't bother with the Titan X. Alright, guys. Since Steve's leaving, I'm leaving too. I'm just kidding. Mike's custom loop build. Anyways, have a good night, Ben. Yes, I got it. We're working on it still. We're still working on it. It's over, LOL. It is. We're taking off. We're having a good night. I gotta get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Thank you for the stream, Ben. See you tomorrow night. Yes, we'll be back on tomorrow night to do a full build, and I look forward to doing that one. It's gonna be an Intel build. There's your hint. Have a good night, guys. Are you ending? I am ending. I gotta go to bed because I gotta get up in the morning. I feel like I have to go to school tomorrow. I just have to go do jury duty. Sucks. We'll see you guys. Have a good night.